interception in the first half. I thought he played the type of game that we believe he is capable of. You know, he made some really good decisions, some smart things. I mean, there are some things that he's going to want to have back once he gets a chance to look at the tape and we get a chance to really evaluate it. But, you know, again, we got to make sure that we put those guys in position to have the success that, you know, we can have. And again, we're still, you know, growing and developing with the guy, but he did a great job for us and, you know, led us to the victory.
That's head coach Ron Rivera talking about Sam Howell. Time now for our Sam Howell eval. I did put it up as the Junkies poll of the day just 2 minutes ago, brought to you by Van Meter Homes. You can vote at Junks Radio. Give them A, B, C, or D or lower, which I think is impossible. I don't know if anybody will troll and give him that type of grade. I can lead off. I'll give him an A-. He threw a bad pick. And I can think of the one touchdown pass maybe just before that where it could have been a touchdown pass to Bates, who was wide open. But I was really impressed with like 3 or 4 throws where it felt like he had a guy that was just about to hit him, and he dropped dimes.
I'll give him the A. I mean, yeah, the pick was bad. If they had lost the game, maybe it drops down. But what's kind of incredible, if you look at the stats throughout the league, Sam Howell leads the league in attempts. He's second in yardage now.
Well, Bieniemy loves to throw the ball.
I know.
I love that guy. Love that man.
Loves to throw the ball.
He's got 353 attempts. That's basically 20 more than the next guy, who's Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And equal amount of games. Sam Howell is second in yardage. I don't know, roughly 130 behind Tua. And then in touchdowns, I think he's about 14 touchdowns, something like that, and which is 7th in the league. So I did not think that these numbers would be happening, certainly not in 9 games. But Bieniemy has faith in him, and they're just letting him drop back as many times as possible. Yep. And the last few weeks, he has been producing. Got to give him an A.
I was going to give him a B because of the shockingly bad pick, but then I realized most quarterbacks.
If they would have lost the game, I'd probably give him a
sure,
lower
you ding
grade.
him a little bit more, but then I add a plus to the B because it was on the road, and you're facing a vaunted Bill Belichick defense. How are you going to solve Bill Belichick? Well, apparently Bieniemy and Sam Howell solved him.
What I'd say is 7 teams
have solved him too. But he still carries that aura of defensive mastermind. You solved him yesterday. So you get a B+, Sam Howell. Job well done.
Really? You're only doing B+?
A B+.
That's what he's giving him, yeah.
If you got a B+ on a grade, you wouldn't be on a test, you wouldn't be happy?
Depends who you are. My one daughter would be distraught.
You kind of would, like if you were comparing him to the league, C.J. Stroud deserves an A or an A+.
A
so like
20 plus.
Yeah. Like if you give Sam Howell an A, what is C.J. Stroud?
A B+ is a very good grade.
Yeah.
Where does he rank this week in QBR? Because he had a 65. It's got to be pretty high. It's got to be top 5.
No,
gotta be.
Have to look.
It's very hard for me to find the weekly QBR stuff. I don't know where the hell that is. But he gets an A for me for sure. I mean, the interception, everybody's going to talk about that it was bad. And I just say it was brain fart. Bad play. Everything else was pretty darn good. He actually, I'll say this, doesn't surprise me anymore. I know what he can do. I know what he's capable of. What surprised me, the biggest surprise to me, was the run. Was the huge run that he had. And not that he did it, but just that he was that he was able to do it.
Breaking tackles.
In that circumstance.
Yep.
It
was nice.
I don't know. I love everything about the kid. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but I tend to agree with Jonathan Allen. I think they got their guy.
And the sack
so
numbers,
excited.
obviously they had 40 through the first 7 games, and he was on pace to shatter the NFL record, but only 4 combined sacks
4 in the last 2 weeks. And Cakes has the stat, I think, of the day when you mentioned earlier in the last 5 weeks. What, has he thrown for more yards and thrown for more touchdowns than anybody else?
1,510 yards and 10 touchdowns in the last 5 weeks.
And where's
I
that
stole
rank?
that from somebody.
And where's that rank?
Number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Number
in
1.
the league.
Number 1.
As far as rating for the week, C.J. Stroud had a 147. Dak had a 115.
No, QBR.
Oh, I just have rating.
He was 8th.
8th in QBR? Okay.
Yes.
Top 10.
I would have thought it would have been a little bit higher. But, okay.
You'll take top 10 QBR from a
100%.
guy.
I remember going into the season, we said, if he could be like 15 to 20th.
Right.
You know,
He could be
that would be a
average.
huge upgrade for them. And that's about where he is.
Yeah. He's
on
been
the
well
season.
above average.
How the
On
hell
the
is
season.
Tyson Bagent 7th?
Well, he had 100 turnovers. I can't believe he ranks in the top 10.
Like your top 10 QBR
For the
for
week?
week 9. Dobbs 1, 89.4. Burrow 84.5. Ate a really game. Aiden O'Connell 3. Stroud 4. I mean, guy had 5 touchdowns, no picks.
Well, it tells me there's flaws with that system.
I mean,
We also
Jalen
threw for 150.
Jalen Hurts yesterday had a QB rating of 130, and his QBR was 59.
Yeah.
How does these ratings make any sense? And he was like 15th in QBR.
Right.
13.
Yeah, I almost have to throw it out.
Yeah, they've got Howell 8th. I mean, Lamar's ahead of him. It makes sense. Stroud's ahead of him. Aiden O'Connell makes sense.
I don't
He
know
had
how
a good game. Look, our grades range from a B+ to an A.
I'm a little bit bitter at Cakes' B+, but that's okay. It's fine.
How are you
You'll get
upset at
over it.
B+?
I mean,
He only threw one touchdown.
he had
and
one. I know.
He didn't have gaudy.
They only
touchdown
scored 17
stats.
points or 20 points.
I think,
I think
B+
it's a very fair. I
grade.
think it's a very fair grade.
Okay. I'm not saying it's outrageous.
You got to
Just saying
save
I'm
your
bitter.
A's for performances like C.J. Stroud.
That's so.
You're an
I know
easy
you don't
grader.
care about
You're
that.
an easier grader than I am.
He's an
I wish,
alien.
I wish
whatever,
Eric
it
was
doesn't-
my teacher.
I mean, I give him an A.
By the way,
I
C.J.
give him an A
Stroud,
plus. Give him an A.
his
Yeah.
14 touchdowns with just one pick as a rookie.
He already has
I know,
more
I-
touchdown throws than Kenny Pickett.
It's absurd.
Yeah, he's
Well, the
having
thing
a
that jumps out to me
great
is
Well,
game.
that
tells me he's due for
the
some
one
duds.
interception.
Right.
He's due for some duds. He ain't that good.
Well, he had a comeback drive. All right, Baker Mayfield throws. I know you don't care about any other teams in the NFL except for the Commanders.
There's never been
So
more correct.
Baker Mayfield throws a strike touchdown. Like they were really just trying to get a field goal to tie the game. And by the way, the Texans had a game-leading field goal from a running back.
Correct.
Because they didn't have a kicker.
The kicker got
So
hurt.
they had to use a running back,
Yep.
and he hit a game-leading field goal.
From how
Can't call
far
it game
away?
winning. I think it was like
30,
35.
it was in the 30s.
That's a significant field
Yeah,
goal for a
and
running back.
He's a running back.
Did he,
Yeah.
he didn't toe bone it, did he?
No.
He was the old soccer
Side.
guy. Nice.
Yeah, right down the middle. He's
Nice.
got an African name. He probably grew up playing soccer.
Daria Dumbawale.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
nice.
think anybody toe bones it in 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing
he
he grew
kinda
up playing
drilled it.
soccer or whatever. But the Buccaneers get the ball back, and they're really just trying to get a field goal, you would think, to tie the game, push it to overtime. But then Baker hits a touchdown pass with 43 seconds left, something like that. It was in the 40s. So Stroud gets the ball back, no timeouts, marches him down, game-winning score. I mean, strikes.
Meanwhile,
Like, that's
Yeah,
what
that
an
was-
A is,
Meanwhile,
or
the
A+. plus.
The Carolina Panthers owner is probably pulling what is left of his hair out and looking at his personnel guy saying, why did we pick
He got
Bryce
the ball
Young?
on his own.
What are we doing here? What's happening with this front office?
Yeah, they're
What's going
questioning it.
on here?
They got the ball at their own 25 with 46 seconds left. He drove them down with, I think, just one timeout. I think they had one timeout left and drove them down, hit the 15-yarder to, I think that was to Dell.
Tank Dell.
I think he
He's
had
a
the
He
star.
threw a
touchdown.
he threw a
Yeah.
pass from about 35 yards over his zone and for zone to Dell right before the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, that was a big one for 26.
Well, just getting back to Hal, I would love to know, because I watched it in the end zone like you guys did, and I watched the replay. I would love to know what he was seeing. What did he see?
I know.
Or did he just panic?
I think he saw Dotson coming across and didn't see
The linebacker
like
there or whatever?
he's
whoever
throwing
that
to a
was,
spot
safety?
because he's rolling out, so he's trying to throw it like 10 yards in front of him. He's not just throwing it like, and he just didn't see the corner.
I'd love to hear his explanation. Probably is what you said.
It looked like there were 2 or 3 guys wearing Patriots jerseys.
I mean, there was nothing but blue.
I know, but if he's
It was
looking
just
back to his
really
left, he
bad.
sees his
Yeah.
receiver streaking open, but he's not processing the guys over there.
Like, he made that one incredible play. I think it was on third down where he threw across his
Across
body.
the field.
I actually don't
Pringle.
like that
Yeah.
throw because that's so dangerous.
There's a big floater.
Oh, I don't like it. But it was
But there
a
were
great
no
play.
but there were no Pats DBs even
so,
close.
So I guess you could take that risk. But believe me, as that thing was floating in the air, that looked like a Heineke ball.
It looked like one, yeah.
You know.